Hey guys, LuckyHD here, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be creating some new Loomians with some new type combinations. We're basically going to be taking, I guess, some of my old Loomians and some new ones, and giving them some typings that, we haven't really seen inside of Loomian Legacy yet. If you guys do enjoy this video, make sure you go down there, like, and subscribe. Also, let me know an interesting type combination that you would like to see come to the game, and let's get straight into the video. Now, basically how this is going to work is I have a couple Loomians, 5 in total, and I'm going to be going through them, obviously going over their typings and stuff, what I think would fit best. Also, all of these Loomians are on my Twitter, and, I usually do like to post, stuff that I make on there. So if you want to, go follow my Twitter for, kind of sneak peeks at videos and stuff like this. But yeah, so the first one is this right here, and this is, I think, Weppel and Dragudo, or Drago, I don't know. But here is the first evolution, and it is kind of like this little, mixture of a dragon and a beetle, as I guess the whole evolution name suggests. And, you just kind of got this, little kind of baby dragon. It's got a little claw on its head, as well as some wings right here, and, just this nice fat tail. But yeah, so the typing for this one, I'm going to say probably ancient, since I think that it's bug, kind of the whole kind of bug theme for it is not kind of fleshed out yet, not as much as at least the final evolution. But yeah, I posted this on Twitter, and a lot of you guys seem to think it was really cute, and I agree as well. Obviously with its big eyes and stuff, and its, kind of straight smile, it looks pretty cute. But then it evolves into Dragudo, which is honestly pretty sick looking. It's got some giant claws right here. These things look pretty menacing. And then it's got some wings back here for, a little bit of flight. A giant dragon tail, as well as this giant, kind of claw on its head, which I said on Twitter is my favorite part of the design, because this thing is, after all, based off of a beetle, and what would it be, what would a beetle be without a giant, kind of claw? But yeah, I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts on all of these Loomians down in the comments below, and let's get on to the next one. Now, this one is not an evolution, as you guys are going to see, but basically it is kind of a combination of just 2 Loomians that I had in mind. These are Loomians right here being, I think, one of the the really early designs that I made, in terms of fake Loomians, Fakemon, whatever you want to call it. It's obviously kind of like the whole concept of just a battery, and then it kind of has a form change where the battery, or the electric inside of it, I think batteries have electric inside of it, I don't know. It comes out in the form of a face, I don't know, and then I guess polarities, because positive and negative, I don't know, they get switched around and it turns spooky, evil, yada yada yada. But then there's this one right here, which is kind of like a possessed TV thing, spirit TV thing, I don't know. It's got a TV, kind of lodged in the center of it, a TV right here, and a TV right here. It's also got some of the more modern TVs through its arms, as well as these, makeshift claw things, which are basically just wires. And the typing for all of these is probably gonna have to be Spirit Electric. I think Spirit Electric would honestly be pretty cool, especially, kind of taking the place of Rotom, from Pokemon, obviously being, I think, what was it, Ghost and Electric? I think that Rotom was, or it was either Pure Electric. It was one of those two. But yeah, looks pretty cool. I like this design, especially the one with the TV. And yeah, let's get on to our next Loomian. Now, this is going to be one that you guys have definitely seen inside of, a thumbnail or just inside of a video. And this is the Brolchiera, and then, that's realistically the only name I remember. But it's just this whole evolution line, basically starting out with a pure water type. This little kind of crab. I wanted to, mainly make a crab Loomian. I don't know why. I was just having the urge to. I get that Ventation and Gumpod already exist, but, they're a separate species of crab. This is more like, a crab that you would kind of find on the beach, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so it has these 2 little claws that it doesn't have much, obviously, mobility with, or I guess, use for, because, they're kind of just, stuck on the side of its body, and it only can just move them up and down. So kind of a, useless feature, but once it evolves into here, or into this stage, it gets, a little bit more of functionality with it, still retaining the pure water type, as it is not the final type, which I'll get into in a second. But as you can see, the crab, it's kind of like hiding into its shell a little bit, and its name was Crabluctant, which is crab and reluctant, obviously kind of getting that reluctant play on word in there. But as you can see, it's got some skinny arms right here with, obviously still the claws. A pretty interesting design. And then going into Brolchiera, and finally, it comes out of its shell, literally, and evolves into this just giant crab. And this thing looks really, really menacing. Obviously the giant, I guess, what are these? These are like double kind of crabs, or double crab claws. It's got, the one claw, and then it's got a claw inside of the claw. So I guess kind of like the Alien movies where, it kind of like opens up its mouth, and it has the other mouth inside of it. That's kind of like the whole thing I was going with that. But yeah, and then it has this thing right here, which it kind of like just comes out of the middle of its shell. And yeah, probably one of my more favorite designs that I've made. It's, something that's pretty simple, and the typing for Brolchiera is going to have to be, a water and brawler. I think that, it kind of fits it, the name, obviously the kind of look of it, and yeah, let's go on to our next Loomian. Now, this one actually has a pretty interesting story behind it. It is all the way from, I think, March 2019, so this is literally one of the, kind of like first Loomians that I meant to be as a Loomifake. And after this Loomian, I just started designing more and more until we have the giant plethora of Loomians that I have currently. But yeah, so it's honestly just a pretty interesting story. The design for it dates back to when I drew this in 5th grade, so almost 4 years ago. I drew the design for it, and then I made it into a reality, in the form, I guess, of a model. But yeah, the typing for this is going to be Earth and Psychic. I thought this would be, honestly, a pretty cool typing because, we have a lot of, well, not a lot, but we have some Earth types, and, they're usually kind of paired with some other basic typing like Ice or Fire, but I think it would honestly be pretty cool if we got something, kind of like, I don't know, Psychic. But yeah, so the kind of Psychic properties come from its giant eye in the middle. The eye kind of is the controlling thing. It, can move stuff with its big old blocky mind. And then it has these right here, which are all, kind of supported by its psychic powers. Obviously all the legs are just magically floating this head up. Don't ask me how. I don't know how my Loomians work. Just go ask them. But yeah, definitely a pretty cool Loomian, and something that is, pretty interesting looking back on, almost, it'll be 2 years later soon. But yeah, let's go on to our final Loomian. Now, ending up with the video, it is going to be these tiny little fat frogs. I made these for a jungle route that I made all the way back in like April, I think. And I decided to, kind of bring it onto this because I thought it was interesting. The typing for both of them is going to be grass and water. I think grass and water is an interesting type. We kind of see it inside of Pokemon a lot. But, we obviously don't see it in Loomian Legacy. And, I guess it's because, there's not that much typings. But yeah, so a grass and a water type. The first evolution is kind of like this little frog. As you can see, he's got a little lily pad surrounding his neck, and he's got some 2 little rosy cheeks, as well as his big, bright yellow eyes. And yeah, it's a pretty simple design, obviously, like I said, with the kind of leaf or lily pad thing going around him. Then he evolves into this, which he is, it turns into a fat frog. And the fat frog actually gets 2 little, like, sticks, and these sticks are drumsticks, and it plays it on its belly. So it's basically just a frog and a drum. It's a frog drum. Don't ask me how I created this Loomian. I really don't know what came to mind when I was making this. But, a little fat frog, hitting its belly with a drumstick, I'm not complaining, bro. It's pretty cute design. But yeah, so it has some little big red rosy cheeks and yellow eyes. Again, a pretty simple design. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, I want to hear your guys' favorites Loomian design out of all of these. Definitely let me know. And yeah, if you guys did enjoy, make sure you go down there, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.